Earlier this month, First Alert 4 was there as the Be Well Cafe and Market in the Hyde Park neighborhood became a reality. It is one of hundreds of projects now in the works thanks to the American Rescue Plan. Just to refresh your memory a bit here, to help America rebound from the pandemic, in 2021, Congress passed the American Rescue Plan. In that, St. Louis received $498 million, one of the highest amounts given to any American city. Here's a breakdown of that nearly $500 million. Right now, about 54% of that has been programmed for 223 projects. And now the money should be easier for us and you to keep track of. So a new website was announced today as a tool for transparency. So joining me now to talk about it is Connor Kerrigan with the Mayor's Office to help us put this need for transparency into focus. Connor, really appreciate you being here. So let's talk to our viewers here. How will this new website benefit the residents of St. Louis to really help them understand how this ARPA funds, how this money can help them?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me on to talk about the website. We're really excited about it. There's two kind of main reasons that this website is really helpful for both residents, nonprofits, businesses as well. It helps people realize if they're eligible to receive some of these funds. So you noted that we've only allocated about 54% of these funds. The rest can be applied for eligible citizens. We've got the home buyers assistance programs. We've got programs for nonprofits and small businesses. That's the first way. It's, am I eligible and how can I access these funds? The second way is that it introduces transparency into the process. As you noted, we've got about $500 million from the Biden administration. This allows St. Louis residents to go and see exactly where that money's being spent.
And of the projects that are being funded right now, of those, which ones have to do with public safety? Is some of the funds going to help public safety?
Yeah, as Mayor Tashara Jones has said before, public safety is the #1 priority. So a lot of initiatives under the ARPA money is being allocated. One is the Office of Violence Prevention. This is a way for the city to coordinate our public safety efforts, community violence prevention, youth programs. We've also got Stable Communities STL. So this helps us stabilize private lots and vacant buildings so that we can make them more safe in the neighborhood. We've got arterial corridor improvements, so we know that street safety is on everyone's minds. And so we've got a lot of allocation there in order to repave and improve the streets that we see kind of the highest amount of those deadly crashes. I can keep going. There's
Sure.
a lot of initiatives.
So a big public safety focus for sure. And we talk about this focus of transparency in the website. How often is the website going to be updated so that people can see the progress and which projects are being funded?
Yeah, so the website itself is updated when we get new information. So one of the things on the site is that we tell the stories of these small businesses and nonprofits that have received some of this funding. That gets updated when we get the information. But the website also links to the city's transparency portal. That's the place that shows you exactly where all of this money is being spent. That gets updated about once a month.
Okay, and obviously this website will be around for a while. It will be up for months and months.
It's going to be around for a while. The money has to be spent by the end of 2026.
Okay. When we're thinking about some of these projects and oversight, the projects sound great, the money sounds great, but what processes or what's in place for oversight to make sure that the money being allocated for certain projects is actually you're getting the results, if you will, that is meant by these projects?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the improvements that we're making with the ARPA dollars, these are things that take time. Some things we can, staunch the bleeding now, get the work going, but there's other projects that are going to take some time. The website is hopefully an avenue for not only residents, but news organizations, nonprofits, and businesses to hold the city accountable when we're spending that money.
Right. And Connor, I will definitely check out the website. And if you want to check it out at home, you can find that link to Stronger STL's website on the First Alert 4 news app. Connor, once again, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, now